Hi, Kieran here again. Hope you're all doing good. This is a reply video to Conferencereport, who did a reply video to my video, which was called I Am a Utilitarian. Hi Conferencereport, hope you're doing good. Basically your video, the main point of your video is you were wondering why in my video about my utilitarianism I threw in this thing at the end where I was saying I think the sort of long-term future of humanity kind of trumps everything else. I didn't explain it very well. Basically, I thought I had a 15-minute time limit on the video that I didn't have, so I just started talking about that, and I realized I was close to 15 minutes and then shut the camera off and haven't really talked about this theme since. So first thing I should make clear is, though I did say something along the lines of the future of humanity should trump everything else, I didn't intend to say that it was a rival, for me, a rival system to utilitarianism itself. I was just saying that it makes sense to me in utilitarian terms that we should promote the survival of humanity. Indeed, I believe we should spend much more time and money and stuff on this kind of idea of avoiding Armageddon, basically. Now, you could have, I accept that you might have a moral view, which is the survival of humanity itself, and I think that's really important, but to me that would produce pretty horrific moral sort of examples, like we would I wouldn't be able to condemn any sort of harming of non-human animals by humans, pretty much. If we ever go into space and met any other sort of aliens, we'd be like the Daleks. We'd be trying to wipe them out to sort of promote humanity. We'd be basically total nutcases, total fascists. So this survival of humanity isn't really a goer as a moral view, in my opinion. Also, we wouldn't be caring about our own welfare, we'd just be caring about our own survival. So even if we were stuck having horrific lives, we'd attach no value to our sort of feelings. Okay, the other thing I got a bit wrong is I said that when I said the long-term future of humanity, I really should have said long-term future of intelligent life. I'm quite happy with humanity, like passing the torch to make it to sort of intelligent robots that we make, or move to some kind of cyborg kind of phase. Indeed, I assume that would happen if humanity carried on without wiping itself out. I think you seem to be on the factual sort of side. You seem to be in sort of agreement with me about. I didn't say this in the video, but you seem to sort of hold the view, which is quite a common view. I think the philosopher Nick Bostrom goes on about this. I'm quite inspired by his ideas. But basically, we're kind of at a kind of fork in the road. We're either going to wipe ourselves out, or we're going to mutate into something else, as you say. I mean, I think that is going to happen. I guess there are other possibilities. We might slowly devolve or something, but it's just hard to see us mucking on through the millennia as we are. We're either going to explode as a success or a failure. Basically I'm saying that I want us to I think it's incredibly important that we take the mutate into something else, intelligent form, because this brings me to the next point. Basically, I was talking about this total utilitarian view, and I would justify wanting humanity to carry on, or intelligent life, to carry on in terms of this total view. Basically, I believe that we should promote the amount of pleasure in the universe and the entire future, minus the amount of pain, roughly speaking. I think we should promote that. So if you produce a new person, that's a kind of, if assuming that person is has net pleasure in its life, then it's right to bring that person about. So for me, having 1 billion years of intelligent life ahead is, much better than it's twice as good as having 500 million or something, let alone it all like going pear-shaped in the next few hundred years. I mean, I honestly think this flesh and blood human model that me and you consist of is really history. I mean, we're either gonna be obsolete, or we're gonna be wiped out. I'd say in like 200 years. I'd say at a complete guess. Anyway, yeah. So I think you got the idea that I couldn't possibly believe this total view. But I think, the average view, which seems to be the only alternative within the utilitarian thinking, is much worse, because it means that you should, if you're going to divide the amount of pleasure by the number of conscious beings, then it leads to this idea that you've got to reduce the population to the one most beings having the most pleasant life, so kill everyone except the happiest. Seems a bit crazy. Okay, you say you characterize this idea as like we want to have as much how many people as we can, as long as we can guarantee they'll be happy. I mean, guarantee isn't the word I used, and that's not what we need to do. As utilitarians, we're just thinking of we want people to exist as long as their expected value of happiness or pleasure is above sort of the 0 point. We can't guarantee they'd be happy, but it's just simply, it could be very uncertain whether they'd be happy, but as long as there's slightly more chance of pleasure than pain, the expected amount of pleasure, as long as the expected amount of pleasure is greater than the expected amount of pain, we should bring about these people. You also doubt whether you very much doubt whether there is going to be a net amount of pleasure, versus pain. I mean, I think. You say, there's more suffering, probably more suffering in the world than pleasure right now, and there always will be, you reckon? I don't quite see that. I mean, neither of us know really what's going on Earth pleasure-wise very accurately. Since, as you say, pleasure and pain are kind of nature's carrot and stick, you'd kind of expect them to be in reasonable balance with one another. What about the evidence of these self-reported happiness? Most people report being sort of 8 out of 10 happiness or something, at least in this country, I think. People seem to be positive. They seem to think that they're having pleasant lives. Now we can't ask the non-human animals, but it seems to me that they're in their natural habitats. I don't see any great reason to believe they'd be. I don't know why you think they're suffering more than they're not. They do suffer hardships and stuff, but they also suffer all the usual good things that nature has sort of built them for. So also they do suffer painful deaths and so on, but being eaten alive. Those being eaten alive is horrendous, but it is at least reasonably quick compared to the amount of time you live. But also I think the expected amount of pleasure in the world is going to go right up if we make these sort of transhuman creatures. I mean, if we become cyborgs or make artificial intelligence, we're going to get to the point where the human race, the transhumans or whatever, the robots, are going to be able to control their own happiness. Now, this is pretty controversial. Some people probably think the sort of something fundamental about happiness where you couldn't do this, but I think you can design a brain to be happy all the time, much happier than we are now, and to still function probably. So if creatures are controlling their own, designing themselves in a way we can't do now, I don't think they're going to make themselves suffer. In fact, on the contrary, they're going to award themselves with loads of pleasure. So if intelligent life does survive, it's going to be very pleasant, and also if we won't be so dependent on the biosphere. And I think we probably, if we survive the next few thousand years, we're probably going to survive really long term, because we're probably going to spreading out through space and stuff. So yeah. So anyway, that's how I see this goal of the long-term survival of the human race. I should have said intelligent life. How that makes a lot of sense to me in utilitarian terms. Okay, hope you enjoyed that video, Conference Report, and everybody else, all the best.